All right, and we're live, and I guess the date isn't even accurate because it's after midnight. I should probably change that. Boy, oh, for those of you who don't know, earlier tonight, Davis went on Twitch again, to bitch about me for 2 hours. I popped up in the chat a little bit, and I like one. I'm sure the comments would be deleted, but I said at one point I was like, I thought you retired, you cringy closet case, and then he said so he was going on about something about like he was telling a story wrong, and I corrected him. But I guess we'll get to that when we get to that. Jeez, I don't even think we're gonna do this all tonight. I think he went on for like 2 hours, which, when there's so much bullshit to dissect, what are we going to be here for 4? I don't want to be here till like 5 in the morning. So I think we're going to do this for like an hour. We'll get through what we get through. We'll take note of when the time stamp is, and we'll start it off, I guess, tomorrow night. I don't know. Damn. Yeah. So the title of tonight's show, if you don't get the reference, there's a joke that Davis likes to tell because I think it may actually be the only joke he knows. And it's about like a hunter goes into the woods to hunt a bear, but the bear ends up raping him. And then when a hunter recovers, he goes back into the woods to hunt the bear again. And this happens over and over again for a few times. Finally, the hunter shows up, and the bear just looks at him and goes, "You're not here for the hunting, are you?" And that you're not here for the hunting, are you, Davis? You want Daddy Bechtloff to give you a spanking. And I guess that's what we got to do tonight. So, Luke, why don't you go ahead and roll this beautiful bean footage? Davis decided to be on camera tonight for us.
Living without the logos.
Jeez. I don't even want to do this. I see Davis Hall wanted us to attend his recital.
He couldn't even play something like jazzy or cool. He had to play Over the Rainbow.
Can you take like the audio, like the meme audio of the I shouldn't even say this on the air because it kind of ruins it, but fuck it. Take the meme audio of one of those like shitty, like My Heart Will Go On played on recorder, and like put it over Davis playing the saxophone, and just like making a short video called A Requiem to Davis's career. There's something to keep around.
But pin that and save it for later.
Let's keep going. Let's see what this jazz musician has to tell us.
Taking a little page from Owen Benjamin there. Like I said, I've been getting back into music. It's been feeling pretty good. Not where I used to be, but I can get to make a few sounds. Sounds almost like music. Pretty exciting. Working on getting it better. Working on.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
That song down pat, because that one is absolutely necessary. That and Maneater. I had to figure out most of Maneater by ear, but I got the solo. Found that online. So that'll be sounding pretty good in another month or two.
I can't wait.
I figured that was a good way to start things off, since it usually takes people a little bit before they jump on the stream here. And
your three fucking fans you got left.
You know what? Going to be taking a page from E. Michael Jones. Going to be taking a page from Owen Benjamin.
Your whole career has been taking pages from people.
People that live without the logos, without the word, without natural law. People who don't acknowledge something bigger.
Lincoln Chief sends $2, says, "Here's a Scooby snack for courage." Dashing Rogue sends $2, says, is Hadron the Wicked Witch of the West? Thank you both for that.
Oh, let me. There we go. Apparently, reeds now come with nice little plastic packages. MacArthur, he's right back there. Didn't used to. You used to have to buy a plastic package. Now it's, welcome to the 21st century, folks. Self-containing saxophone reeds. Very,
What
very.
a time to be alive.
So, let's get this stream started. And I'll tell you what I ran into. One of the things that has frustrated me for the longest time with internet people. I don't know what it is about the internet. You think that because it's a text-based medium, you're going to be dealing with a little bit more intelligence. A little bit like you're using words, you expect to find logos present on the internet, don't you? But what you find generally is the exact opposite. In fact, I've even coined a phrase for this. Argumentum ad stultum. That's argumentum from stupidity. I'm too stupid to understand what you're saying, so it must be wrong. Glad to have you here, Captain Nocio. Yeah, we did one last night, actually. I'm no longer doing it officially, but you know what? I feel like doing one right now, so I'm going to do a live stream, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Living without Legos. I hope I didn't put a typo in there. Hope it didn't autocorrect on me. But you get these people that want to argue with you online, and they absolutely reject all reason. Now, I'm not talking about differences in political opinion or there's a lot of stuff. Politics is one of those fields where even men of goodwill and similar educational backgrounds can disagree on what ought to be done.
See, this is where he's going to tell us all that the reason we think he's full of shit is because we're not smart enough. We're not smart enough to get it. You see, he's watched way more Rick and Morty than we have. Okay, it's easy. He didn't just watch it. Okay, he watched it forwards. He watched it backwards. He ate the DVDs to consume their power. He is on levels we cannot even conceive of. So when we think he's just a bloviating dipshit who's climbing 3 feet up his own ass, no. See, you don't understand. He only appears to be 3 feet up his own ass because he's operating on 9th dimensional space. All right, we can't even conceive of his genius. That's what it is. Once again, you'll notice this is a common theme with Davis. You'll notice this is a common theme. It's everybody else. What do we say about a certain tribe where, maybe if you get kicked out of 109 countries, the problem is you? Which, of course, I disavow such comments. Don't kick me off YouTube. But I disavow such comments. But there are people who say that. Of course, not me, because I'm a good guy. But there are people who say that maybe the problem is you. And this is a common theme you'll see with Davis over and over and over and over again. When last night he was going on about how he was laid off from a job because he was too much of an expert at it. I was just too good at it. So they're like, over and over and over again, you'll see this with him. Everybody else. It's everybody else. It's everybody else. Everybody else is too stupid to get his genius. Everybody else is jealous of him. Everybody else is an asshole. As the old saying goes, if you meet an asshole in the morning, you met an asshole. If you meet 12 assholes, you're the asshole. I don't know about you folks, but I'm not the one with dozens of former friends that hate my guts. I'm not the one that's been laughed out of every political movement I've tried to latch myself onto like a tick on a deer's ass. That's him. All right. But over and over and over again, we're going to see this. It's everybody else.
Boy, everyone is stupid except me.
Indeed.
Talk about people that reject basic logical syllogisms, right? When you take their argument and you show them, you demonstrate, perfect them, that they're incorrect or their argument.
Some dude Sam sends $2. I'm speaking over you, you closet case. Some dude Sam spends $2 to say argumentum ad arenitum. Yes, Davis, the fact that you memorize some Latin doesn't make you smart. Okay.
They're like, oh, well, I still believe my argument. And what triggered all of this was one of the Fail Club decided that he was going to tweet at me. Oh, and speaking of which, hello, Fail Club. Hello, everybody that's watching Bechtloff stream snipe this. Good Lord, that guy he's like, why can't I have an obsessive ex-girlfriend? Why do I always have to have these obsessive ex-boyfriends? It's creepy.
Because you're gay.
Why?
Gee, Davis, why do you have I don't know.
Why does anybody watch anybody?
I have a theory. Sorry, something was uttered in a voice that wasn't mine, but I have a theory as to why that might be. Now, And I love how he's acting like he's obsessed with me. He's going to talk about largely me for like 2 hours now. And this, Bechtloff is fucking obsessed with me. The fail club. The fail club. Motherfucker, your life is nothing but failures. Okay? The Sarkeesian effect debacle is basically a microcosm of the entire history of your existence. Okay?
I really don't want to have sex with the Bechtloff. So, like, dude,
I
please stop.
appreciate that.
I know you're not going to.
That's not something I took for granted, by the way.
So, right, I had one of his followers, part of the fail club. And by the way, here's another little datum I've noticed with these people. Like, at first it was the SJWs I was mostly arguing with, because things weren't quite, like, the right wing wasn't as cohesive back then. I wasn't really a right winger. I was just a guy trying to call out the problems with society as I saw them. And the SJWs, these were the ones with this really strong political ideology, and I wound up stepping on their toes all the time because their beliefs are founded upon unreason. And one thing I would frequently notice with these people is that they have the most vulgar screen names. Like, it's just something gross, it's not funny, it's not clever, it's just something gross. And so this guy that I was tweeting with yesterday and this morning, his username is Toad Used to Stink. You know, like Toad from Mario Brothers, presumably, because these guys have no ethnicity, they have no culture, right? This is why you have to call them white. You can't call them Polish, you can't call them Italian, you can't call them Scottish. They're white because they have no culture aside from a Japanese ripoff of Italian culture. Good Lord. Yeah, so Toad used to stink.
Is this guy really going? This motherfucker has done nothing but put on one costume after another. Oh yeah, I'm Italian because my surname is Italian. Yeah, my surname is German. I don't walk around talking. I'm German. I'm German American. No, I'm a fucking American. Okay, and like most Americans, I'm a mutt. Okay, I'm a European mutt. I am white. Okay, I'm white because I have French in me. I have Irish in me. I have a considerable amount of Irish in me, actually. I have a German in me. Damn near the only thing I've got almost none of me in from Europe is English. Hell, I got some Native in me. I got some Cherokee Indian in me. Way more than Elizabeth Warren, I can tell you that much.
Notice the thing that sets him off is just be a tweet name.
That's because Davis likes to take shortcuts. Davis likes to trust. Like Davis, let's be real. Somebody was mentioning this to me, and they really hit it on the head. They were like, let's be real. Davis never read Thomas Aquinas. Okay, because Thomas Aquinas isn't something you read. Thomas Aquinas is something you study. Okay, you don't just read it. All right, you study it in depth. All right, it takes years and years. It's not something you casually read for 10 minutes a day on the shitter. Okay, you study it. Davis didn't read Thomas Aquinas. Davis read the fucking Wikipedia pages and shit. Okay, he's the kid in school that could usually bullshit his way to a B on a book report, having just watched the movie or read the Cliff Notes. All right.
Yeah, well, he is the master of the keyboard shortcuts.
He is a master of the keyboard shortcuts, that's for sure. But he's the master of the shortcuts. Okay, so he wants to grab one little thing that he can latch onto, and this will be my point. Oh, this guy has a goofy username. This guy who's probably I'm not doxing anybody, but he's probably a kid. Okay, he's probably a kid. And if he's not a kid now, he probably 10 years ago he made that Twitter handle and he was a kid. Okay.
And I just say to him, brother, why are you insulting me? Why are you being so? I've never done anything to you. I have never attacked anybody unprovoked, right? I certainly never attacked Bechtloff or Luke or any of those people. I never started anything. I tried to ignore as much as I could when they kept sniping at me.
Pause. God, I don't want to keep pausing, but we have to. This is something, and he keeps skirting around this issue, and you never know with him if he just can't grasp it or is purposely ignoring it. Davis, people are talking about you or talking to you or talking about things you do because it's the internet. Because you are a public figure. Okay? You have a public Twitter account. You've attempted to be a filmmaker. You failed at it, obviously, but you are a aspiring filmmaker. You farted out some Fallout fan fiction, so you're a novelist. You were a YouTuber. Now you're, I guess, a Twitcher, whatever the fuck they call that. You're a content creator in the broader sense. You are a public figure on a very, 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 very small scale, Davis. Increasingly small, I might add, to the point where now you go on a Sunday evening to bitch to three fans and 10 of my fans about me. But you are a public figure on a very small level. Hell, I'm on a very small level, and I'm leagues above you at this point. On a very small level, you're a public figure. You don't get to put your shit out there publicly and expect nobody else is allowed to comment on it. Nobody else is allowed to say that, no, I think you're an asshole. You know who used to do that? There was this chick, right? And she would put all these videos out there where she was pissing on this really popular hobby, and it pissed off a lot of people. But she would block all the comments, and she would block people on Twitter, and anyone who criticized her, she accused of being creepy and a stalker. You know, I seem to remember knowing a couple of guys that made a movie about her. The name escapes me at the moment. But you're acting like her. Let's keep going.
I'm like, oh, really? Well, what does he say? Why doesn't he tell me? What's your accusation, pal? Eventually, conversation goes on, does a death spiral, and eventually, like, he admits that, yes, Luke decided to attack me publicly with a video trying to mock me. Now, it wasn't very good mockery. Luke isn't very smart, but he was trying. It was a public attack.
It got to you, and it was funny as shit.
And while we're on the topic,
allow me to introduce myself.
Author, filmmaker, so just
degenerate.
That alone is funny.
No, where I'll tell you the funniest part is when the Sarkeesian effect turns into Jordan Owen in the bathtub.
Here it is.
That was oh dude.
Degenerate.
That it's hilarious. Here's the thing though, like I kind of lost my point. Okay, yeah, he's gonna go on a lot about how Luke is actually really dumb because Luke here, he doesn't say a lot of things. And what Davis doesn't quite grasp is Luke doesn't have the type of personality where he feels the need to be the star. Okay. Luke doesn't need to be the star. In this show, he is serving the purpose of a sidekick. So that's why he mostly plays sound clips and chimes in when he really needs to. But see, Davis sees that as weakness. Davis sees the fact that Luke is doing his job on this show of being support, of being a sidekick, of not trying to hog the spotlight. Davis sees that as weakness because that's the manner of character Davis has. And he'll point to this time and time again. Luke's actually really, really dumb. That's why he doesn't say anything. Well, you know what? What's that old saying? Tis better to be quiet and be thought a fool than open your mouth and remove all doubt. You say a lot, Davis. You say a lot. Though at the same time, you also say nothing most of the time. But a lot of noise comes out of your dick sucking hole. Let's keep going.
Super chat.
Oh, super chat. Nailed It says Davis played Minecraft with a guy named Thomas Aquinas once. Yes, he did. True story. There you go.
Telling him to fuck off, you backstabbing piece of shit. Which, those were words spoken in anger. I later apologized for the harshness of my tone towards him.
No, you didn't. No, pause it. Did he ever apologize to you, Luke?
No. What apology?
Exactly.
I mean, I can go through my Skype conversation, but I don't remember an apology.
In fact, Davis has routinely, in fact, just last night, he told when John Steele asked him in the chat, he's, do you think you handled anything wrong? Did you do anything wrong in all this? No, not a thing.
Nothing wrong.
So that's kind of interesting, Davis. Were you lying then, or are you lying now? Because see, I'm not. See, you can guilt trip Pastor Tom into backing off when he says something. And Pastor Tom didn't even call you a liar, by the way. He said you were lying, which you were. But you can guilt trip Pastor Tom into backing off because Pastor Tom is a good man. I, on the other hand, am not. Nor have I claimed to be, contrary to what you like to say. No, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. All right. Christ came to save sinners, among whom I am chief. I am not a good man. I am capable of tremendous wrath, and I'm also capable of tremendous lust. Those are my 2 out of 7 that haunt me. But I am not a good man. And likewise, you're not going to guilt trip me into feeling bad for you, not after I've seen what you are. So let me reiterate. Let me reiterate the question, I should say. Are you lying? You said last night that you did nothing wrong. Whereas tonight, you're saying that you admit the words spoken to Luke were spoken in anger and you shouldn't have done that, and you apologized. So once again, I will ask, are you lying tonight or were you lying Saturday night? I, of course, won't get an answer. And if he ever did address this question, it would be with a whole bunch of random Latin bullshit to try and mask the fact that he has no answer to that. That's the other thing, Davis. When we call out your pretentious bullshit, it's not that we don't understand you. It's that we understand it's a smokescreen of bullshit. Okay? That's smoke and mirrors, and you're trying to hide the fact that there's no there. Let's keep going.
The sentiment was certainly there. You attacked me in public, unprovoked. And
okay, at this point I have to address this because I attacked him unprovoked, considering that everything else that he... At what point was this? Was this the point before or after it was found out that he was part of the Free Folk? Because that's what it was.
And had washed his hands of you, just, for criticizing him. And there's the other thing. He he's the one that threw the friendships away. Remember that? So then he wants to complain about all the attacks he faced after that, as if, look, my supposed friends are attacking me. No, Davis, you threw the friendships away. So you have this in your head that you're able to throw friendships with somebody away and still somehow accrue the benefits of friendships. You see, Luke wouldn't make a video making fun of you because you were his friend, but the moment you told him he's not your friend anymore, why shouldn't he?
And more importantly, he watched the friendships of us, right during the conversation I was having with Pastor Tom about his overgeneralized comments about Protestants and that whole stream that happened. He cut it off from that.
Yeah, he was hardly blameless in the lead up to that. I mean, he was, look, was I being an asshole? Sure, I'm an asshole. Okay. Yeah, I asked you tough questions both on my stream and yours, Davis. But I'm sorry, I thought you were a man that could handle the bants. So let me formally apologize, Davis. I overestimated you. Sorry about that. I raised the bar higher than you could meet. I apologize for that. I didn't realize that you were a bitch. I didn't realize that. I thought you were a man and you could handle the bants. You could handle being criticized. Forney and I currently disagree on the Yang Gang. You don't see Forney having a hissy fit on YouTube about how he washes his hands at Bechtloff because Bechtloff doesn't agree with me. All right. So yeah, you wash your hands of these people, and then you expect them to still act like I can't believe Luke would make fun of me after I told him that he wasn't my friend anymore. Buddy, you threw away the one thing that was holding him back.
Yeah, and this is what Toad used to stink contact me, and he said, you attack people unprovoked all the time. But no, I didn't. But yes, you responded after we attacked you unprovoked. That's no longer unprovoked, is it? Dude, you are stepping on your own dick.
Again, I've pointed out how he's wrong here, so I'm not going to pause it again. Keep going.
Okay, the core of people like Chris Bechtloff, which, and again, fundamentally, this is so omnipresent in modern day culture. There is absolutely no logos. There is no adherence to principle, to truth, to natural law, absolute rejection of all of that. You know, the joke, I reject your reality and substitute my own. That's how the radical left.
The guy who went from like, you know, the hedonist atheist to the trad Catholic and went through the manosphere and Gamergate and the neo-reactionary and was a libertarian at one point, all this other stuff. And then the trad Catholic who complains about how everyone wants to be their own pope while he ignores the pope, and then he joins the fucking pagan cult. He's complaining about how nobody has principles. This motherfucker would, and let's be real. You know, you had like, you know, he's chasing degenerates in that little cartoon. No, he's chasing the dollar. All of this was attempts at payoffs. All of this was attempts to build a little cult around himself where everyone kissed his ass and gave him money. All of it was that. Yeah, this motherfucker would he'd sell anyone and anything down the river for $1.
Right lives. All right, that's what these people stand for. Well, and you know what? Here, Captain Nosio sounds like Davis was describing kinds of low FI types. I'm sure he's very familiar with that. Listen, there's no excuse for rejecting logos. Well, actually, there are plenty of excuses. If you're born in Africa, you've never heard of logos. Okay, you just have the gods of chaos. There's, you know, you're born different times, different cultures. If you have not been introduced to logos, it's not your fault. However, everybody in Western civilization was introduced to logos. Now, yes, if you are, yeah, you know what, Sergeant Lincoln, let's, can I get you the band hammer from here?
He loves to talk about anything but Christ too. You ever notice that? It's natural law, or it's logos, or it's whatever, it's fucking Mary, or it's Odin. But he loves to talk about anything but Christ. He sure does.
When push comes to shove, he'll bring up Jesus, but he never talks about him with any kind of regularity.
Yeah, logos. So it's just the logos. The logos.
Oddly enough, the logos is Jesus. So
yeah, you want to let's talk about the logos, Davis. Let's talk about this guy who said that I am the word, I am the logos, I am the way, I am the truth. Not the. And just to prove it, he did a whole bunch of cool little tricks, including getting the fuck up out of his grave
after dying a horribly painful death for 6 hours.
You know, and so let's talk about that. Let's talk about that logos, shall we? Or let's wax philosophical about fucking grammar for 3 hours. Like I said, folks, we are not going to go the whole way.
We're only 10 minutes in.
Of course we are. And I doubt we're going to get even that far. I'm not going to go much longer, I don't think. Maybe. We'll see. I didn't really want to go. I don't know. What is it? It's 12:49 here in the East Coast. Maybe we'll go till 1:30. I didn't even really want to do this tonight, but, you know. You're providing me with too much material, Davis. Let's keep going.
Gonna have to do it through the browser, which I think if I go to the all right, Sergeant Lincoln, say something so I can see your name pop up. Because yeah, we've got some ankle biters in here. We've got some men without logos that reject the logos.
We've got some guys in there rejecting the logos. Is okay. Pause it first. I'm sorry, guys. As is everything he tries to cling to, whether it's virtue, whether it's the logos, whether it's tradition, it's all code word for don't make fun of me. It's all code word for agree to me and be nice to me and kiss my ass. Okay. Who are the people in the chat that don't have logos? It's the people that were laughing at him. You guys don't have the logos.
The fail club.
If you're laughing at this cringy closet case on the internet, wearing his sunglasses indoors.
Recent live stream, and he was really nailing it down about how when you have logos, you understand, like, why would I cheat on something when that would, like, it undermines the entire purpose of it? Why would I lie about something? Why would I be false? Why would I do X and expect to get Y?
I don't know why you do any of those things, Davis.
And logos. Why am I wearing sunglasses? I'm a sax player, man. We're like cool 24/7. I sleep with sunglasses on, buddy. Cool with me. You keep studying. Yeah, logos lead.
He's a saxophone player now. Yet another costume he's put on. That's his latest costume. I was wondering what he was coming back. It's his latest costume. I'm a saxophone player now. Did you hear me belt out that poor rendition of Over the Rainbow? I'm a saxophone player now.
Societies that we used to have. But when people reject logos,
you notice he didn't even say I'm learning the saxophone. I want to be a saxophone player. You know, I'm trying to be a saxophone player. No, he's a saxophone player now because he played the saxophone, I guess. That would be like if I just took a picture of my dick right now and said, I'm a professional porn star. I'm a porn star. I just took a picture of my dick. It's just that easy, right?
So yes, there is the fact, and you know, this is a mitigating factor. You know, Bechtloff, artistic layman, these guys aren't really all that bright. Artistic layman in particular, if you notice that he never says anything, it's because he really doesn't understand basic concepts. Right? You can kind of draw pictures, that's about it. Bechtloff is smart enough to follow the plot in a Marvel movie, but again, we're not talking about, you know, geniuses here. However,
we're not smart. We didn't watch enough Rick and Morty. Remember, let's not forget that this is the guy who, you know, regularly compared himself to Rick Sanchez a whole bunch when Rick and Morty first came out. Be a Rick, you know, world of Jerry's. Yeah, he's that face went too smart.
Yeah, he criticized you for watching cartoons, but he's trying to draw analogies from cartoons. Like, no, which is nothing really wrong with that. It's just that it's kind of silly to say that we're the intellectual lightweights here.
Well, yeah, no, he's the smart. Again, you know, see, nobody understands him. He's too smart. It's not that we see through his bullshit. It's just that we can't grasp his genius. Let's keep going.
Ooh, super chat.
Super chat from Brendan says $5 says he's learning the saxophone because he mastered the meat flute. I disavow. Thank you for super chat. But yes, he mastered the skin flute.
Try and give. How do I mod? There we go. There's Sergeant Lincoln. You're a mod now. Use the powers gently. I kind of, you know what? I like free speech. I like everybody to have an opportunity to say something, right? Even if somebody's disagreeing with me, even if they're being a little bit belligerent, I like them having their voice. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with people that have abandoned logos, they have nothing to say.
Abandoned logos. Again, logos is just code word for they don't kiss my ass. Logos is code word for they're making fun of me. They abandoned logos. Logos is code word for you don't make fun of me. That's what it means.
That makes sense.
They've abandoned logos. They're saying I'm a big stupid.
Okay.
I mean, these people. Was he this insufferable when he would like telling teachers and fucking like he learned the word logos in a book when he was like in 5th grade? He told the teacher that the bully abandoned logos. Like, was he this insufferable always?
Probably. I mean, looking back on now, I guess he always was.
A consistent, logical set of emotions. Doesn't have language, doesn't have words, but it's consistent and logical. But these guys, in rejecting logos, when you know what logos is and you've rejected it,
logos,
say chaos. And so, yeah, Bechtloff is you can't expect him to understand quantum mechanics. However, you can expect him to understand that A is A.
I can understand that A is gay. In this case, let's keep going.
But you know, he just subscribed to me the other day. It's like this guy.
Well, no, let's pause for a second because I actually got to address this. Like, yeah, I did subscribe to him the other day because remember, he was talking a bunch of shit in his Discord about how he was going to do a stream on me. So I wanted to get alerts when he was streaming because I was going to try and catch him live. But yeah, I did subscribe to you. And I also knew you'd see it and it would piss you off a little bit. Which is kind of funny.
It's just too easy for you, Bechtloff.
I mean, I like pissing him off. There's no getting around that.
Oh, Bechtloff, you're such a creepy little fucker.
Yep.
So yeah, that conversation with Toad used to say, it really, all this time I was trying to treat these guys like they were the Christians that they professed to be. And part of being a Christian is embracing Logos. But
what part is worshiping Odin? I'm just confused. A little. I don't. Maybe you could point to where in the Bible or even the Catechism it says to go do that.
I don't know anywhere in the Bible that says it's okay to pretend to even use God's name in association with other gods.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it says a lot of stuff about not doing that. I mean, I don't know though. I'm just a dumb motherfucker without the logos. So we'll let
Yeah, I don't think you can even do that to try to persuade non-believers to you.
They don't have reason. I can point out a dozen different times how many biblical passages they're going up against, how many times they're, undermining the Spirit of Christ and, doing it in Christ's name, saying that you are spreading chaos and mendacious lies and doing it in Christ's name. It's like, that's a really bad idea.
All right, pause for a second. First of all, no, you can't come up with a whole bunch of passages. You debated a Protestant once, you got your shit pushed in. Also, as I said, I would defy this man to point out one lie. One single time I've lied about him. One single time.
A detail would be nice.
Keep going.
Oh, super chat.
Some dude Sam sends Odin is the logos. Sends $2. Say Odin is the logos. Well, then maybe Irini makes a little more sense there. Then
shouldn't be doing that. But again, no logos. I remember at Bechtloff. This was pretty much when I decided I wasn't going to argue with him anymore. He was watching that Castlevania show that came out. Some cartoon on Netflix. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's good or not. And so Bechtloff is ranting about how, this plot makes sense because the Catholic Church was always suppressing science.
No. Pause. This is actually what I mentioned earlier. Okay, so he's going to tell this story completely wrong. Here's what it was. It was when the Castlevania cartoon came out, and I was on a stream, and I was saying, like, this cartoon's really good. I liked it a lot. The characters were good. It's just, well written. It's engaging. I think it's worth checking out. And Davis pops up in the chat, and I point this out and in his chat and call him a liar. And he's like, "You're the liar. You're a towel." But anyways, back on this stream back in the day, Davis pops into the chat and he says, "That cartoon is nothing but anti-Catholic propaganda." And I'm just, busting his balls because at that time I was still friendly with him. And I was like, "You don't have to sell me on it, man. I'm already a fan." And because I'm just fucking with him, right? Because at the time I thought he had a soul, he had a sense of humor, right? But he'll tell this story differently because he's a shithead. By the way, Steve from Steve's Jerky is our sponsor. By the way, he actually dug up the audio of that and played it for me when we were chatting in the Discord. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was like, "Hey, sell me on it. I'm already a fan."
Oh, Dashing Rogues in the super chat.
He sends $2. Says Logos is Irini. It all makes sense.
Yep.
Keep going.
Actually, dude, you're completely ass backwards on that. The Catholic Church was building universities and promoting science, while the Protestants were burning witches that the Catholics were trying to convince you didn't exist. He goes like, "Oh well, he just been completely proven wrong. It still makes sense."
No, that's not what happened, Davis. Once again, you're a liar, or maybe you're just not remembering correctly. Maybe you're just lying to yourself. But no, let's be real. You're a liar. You're a liar. And then he'll go, "Oh, you're a liar. You're a towel." But no, you're a liar, Davis. This is the second, time I've blatantly pointed out you've lied on this stream. Keep going.
Oh, Logos. The guy does not believe in truth. The guy does not, let alone love. One of the things Benjamin pointed out, and I thought this was brilliant, is that what Christ is like we had Logos before Christ. Okay, the Jews had Logos, the Greeks had Logos. I think you can make a pretty solid argument for Buddhism as well.
All religions are the same.
Yeah, he's very Roman Catholic.
Once again, Catholics, I can't even pin him on you. Okay, this is as much as I beef with the Catholic Church, I can't pin his heretical ass on you. Keep going.
I got quite a bit of it correct. So I think we can make a strong argument that, yes, we did have logos present in all of these things. Oh my God, here the liar is calling me a liar. Buddy, go stare in the fucking mirror, you fat fuck.
I'm fat. He got me. I'm fat.
But with Christianity, and this is something I'm stealing completely from Owen Benjamin.
It could be worse, though. It could be a laughing stock with dozens of former friends that hate my guts, who was laughed out of every political movement he ever attached himself to. Could be worse.
Million Little Fibers is a towel.
You're a towel.
No, you're a towel.
Well, you're a beaner towel.
I disavow. I disavow the beaner towel comment. Let's keep going.
Love are united. And, you know, faith, hope, and charity, this is where these come from, these supernatural graces. But when somebody like Bechtloff rejects logos, if he rejects logos, he ergo rejects love. And so when you see this guy, he posted this, he was trying to be really witty by doing this. He posted this meme with his Bulbasaur face. Again, he's like, what, 35? And he has a cartoon character for a kid's game? He posted this Bulbasaur face.
So I'm not about to be lectured on cringe. Yeah, first of all, it's a joke. I'm not going to be lectured on cringe by a man wearing his sunglasses inside.
So he has a cartoon avatar. So what? Who
Yeah, so
cares?
did you. So did you. Literally have one on Twitter right now, you dipshit.
One that I made you.
No, he's got a different one now. It's some shitty meme he found.
Oh, what is it? What is? Where is it?
It's just some little stick figure meme looking at a computer.
Oh, I saw that. He's looking at cross like, I should be stern and firm about this.
But now, he's 35 and he likes cartoons.
Well, my avatar is still his Twitch icon, though.
And the other thing that he doesn't get, and this is something he'll never get, I suppose, is I'm running a show. You see, Davis is running a cult, and I'm not talking about the free folk. I mean, that's been the entirety of his content creating career. It's trying to establish a cult of personality. He wants everyone to rally around him, give him money, and kiss his ass. I, on the other hand, am in this for a different thing. I want to entertain you. I want to provide you, the audience, with entertainment. And hopefully, in return, you will respond by checking out my sponsor, Steve's Jerky. Hint, hint. The PayPal, Patreon, Amazon wishlist, and hit me super chats. And many of you have been very, very generous about that. Okay? I am the digital equivalent of a man at the subway station playing the guitar, hoping you throw some change into my guitar case. That's all I am. That's not what Davis is. Ironically enough, even though he pitifully tried to play the sax earlier. No, he is. He thinks we should all be soaking in the awe-inspiring infinite wisdom of this guru. So that's why he doesn't understand why I would have a Bulbasaur as a mascot. Which, again, the Bulbasaur thing, it started as my version of the attack helicopter meme. But he doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand that it's funny and goofy, and it makes people laugh and smile. And that's the point. And yes, I took a picture, a little close-up picture of the little Bulbasaur Funko Pop that was coming out, and like a little caption on it. Does this look like the face of mercy? Which actually, I actually ripped that off of the Bulbaganda Twitter account, and I just wrote something about Davis on it, but because it was funny. It was a funny little shit post on the Facebook. Nailed It sends $5 and says, why does Davis look like Agent Smith took one too many Posicus Lodicus in the Free Folk bathhouse? I disavow that comment. But yeah, he looks a little fruity. Getting around it.
Quote, does this look like the face of mercy? But you're supposed to be a Christian. You're supposed to be all about mercy. But again, no logos.
He doesn't get a joke. He doesn't understand a joke, a shit post on the internet. This man who seeks to make his career, his life has been the internet. He doesn't understand a shit post on Facebook.
I mean, there are Catholic priests who don't take this as seriously as he does.
Well, they probably also don't join pagan cults. So, I mean, like, he doesn't understand a shit post on Facebook. He doesn't understand shit talking. He doesn't understand bants. He really doesn't. Again, because he's not a man. Men, we get that, okay? most of us males, we understand ever since we were on the playground, we were talking shit at each other. Okay. Trash talk is just part of, any sort of competitive activity has trash talk as part of it. That's part of the male spirit. Okay. It's often been said that men give each other insults they don't really mean, and women give each other compliments they don't really mean. Shit talking is just part, like, does this look like the face of mercy? Like, that's supposed to be a funny juxtaposition. Like, does this look like the face of mercy? And it's a goofy little Bulbasaur toy. I understand that to you, the audience, like, how many people we got listening to us? 57. That's not bad. For an unannounced Sunday nights thing. But 50 to the 57 of you listening right now, I understand I don't have to explain a joke to you guys. I understand that you guys saw that and didn't actually take it seriously. Okay. He, on the other hand, whether it's intellectual dishonesty or he really is this autistic, doesn't get it.
Oh, Davis is watching us.
Is he?
Yes, on his Twitter it says, so Bechtloff is playing that Arini Wile E. Coyote video on his stream, trying to make fun of me again. He doesn't seem to realize that Wile E. Coyote is awesome. Make sure to support his sponsors.
Yeah, Wile E. Coyote is really awesome. Idiot.
That's why he succeeds in catching the Roadrunner and catching Bugs Bunny.
Let's keep going. And by the way, Davis, you can call in if you want. You want to call in? By all means. I mean, you won't because you're bitch made pussy. But let's keep. Maybe you'll. Let's see if you can come up with something as equally retarded as the uncocked gun burn. Wow. Pretty impressive when your burn is so bad it makes everyone speechless. Let's keep going.
They provide the proof that these jokers make public, unprovoked, and vicious attacks on me, and then get angry at me for starting a fight. Like, no, dude, you literally just provide the evidence. That
no one's angry at you either. That's the other thing. We're having fun. I mean, it's a little bit tiring at sometimes because it is the amount of bullshit you put out is so dense that cutting through it can be a little exhausting. Like I wasn't really up for this tonight. That's the thing. Okay,
his Twitter also has a picture of you as you are with Steve's Jerky logo next to you.
Me as I are?
As you are, you're, no Bechtloff. You're just. It's a picture of you and him, I guess, but his face has been covered with Steve's Jerky, I guess.
Okay, whatever.
Steve's Jerky made me the man I am today, Bechtloff.
Great.
To point, you're fat, I guess. So.
Wonderful, Davis. I can lose weight though. You can't unsuck all those dicks.
What's that Jim Goad thing we always say? Like, you can't because the black boy sucked your.
Yeah, just but yeah, like it's the thing. Nobody's mad. That's the other thing you don't get, Davis, because I know you're listening. We're not mad. We're laughing at you. I'm a little bit tired tonight. I wasn't really up for this tonight. I got shit to do. I got some washing to dryer. I got to, all that sort of shit. There's dishes up in the sink I need to take care of. They got stuff to do. I guess you got laid off recently. You're living a neat life. I don't know what's going on with you, but some of us got shit to do. I wasn't really up for this tonight. I'm still having fun. Like I said, I don't think we're going to get through all of it. In fact, we're probably only going to go about 20 more minutes. So we're obviously not going to get through all this tonight. But we'll put a pin in it and we'll come back to it probably tomorrow night. But yeah, like 2 nights in a row, you're streaming about me and I'm not the one mad here, buddy. I'm having a grand old time. I'm raking in super chats. I'm entertaining my audience. We're all having a blast here. Okay. Whereas you go on your Twitch channel and complain to the 4 fans you have left. And the 10 of my fans that are listening to laugh at you. Nobody here is mad. You're the one that's mad, buddy. And it's just even funnier. All right. You should have just walked away. I had other stuff I was going to focus on the show. You know, we were moving on to the James McDonald stuff. You should have just stayed down. I mean, but again, you're not here for the hunting, are you? Let's keep going.
It doesn't. It makes absolutely no sense to them. I spoke about this on a video long since deleted by YouTube, but about the dark gods of Africa. In fact, let me strongly recommend Adam Pickett's book, Pushing Rubber Downhill. Because he does this whole trip to Africa, and it's just it's not hateful, it's not mean spirited, but he just gives you this, tells you what it's like living in a place where the old chaos gods still rule. Because in a place like Africa, voodoo fucking works. All right, in fact, voodoo works a lot better than science works in Africa because people still.
Oh, I forgot he used to go on about this. Oh, dude, I forgot about this. It was one of those things where it's like I glossed over it because it's like I didn't want to. When I was trying to not admit to myself what a fucking idiot this guy is. This guy legitimately believes science doesn't work in Africa because that's where the old gods rule. The old chaos gods rule in Africa. You gotta. He said this before. I remember him saying this. I had forgotten about it for a while, but yeah, in Africa, voodoo works better than science because all the old gods down there.
Chaos. They reject logos. There was a story from he's a Canadian medical doctor.
Oh, so because they reject the logos, voodoo works.
I didn't see again. Here's where he's contradicting himself. Isn't the logos? Isn't that the truth? The reason, the law, the word, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? The objective reality, right? That's the logos. But Davis is now arguing that because enough people in Africa reject objective reality, it literally changes reality. He's maybe seeing. I realize we're all a bunch of dumb motherfuckers here. And we don't have we're not the we didn't eat the Rick and Morty DVDs like Davis did. He ate all 3 seasons. Okay, he is transcendent to a higher level. But are you maybe seeing the contradiction in that logic there, folks?
Yeah.
Because I think I'm maybe seeing a little flaw in there.
Doctor, a university prof, Fitzpatrick is his name, and he told the story of going to Africa. And helping train up the Africans. The Africans are not stupid, okay? There's probably an IQ difference, but they're not stupid. All right, the reason Africa is backwards is not because Africans are stupid. They are a lot smarter than we give them credit for. The problem is that he would train up these Africans, and they would understand how to administer these cures, how to be nurses, and then he'd leave, and he'd come back, and he'd find out like this really good nurse that he trained up. The guy's kid had died because instead of paying for medical treatment, the guy saved up to go to a witch doctor. And Dr. Fitzpatrick was just blown away. It's like, you know that this stuff works. You're the medical professional. Why did you do this? And the guy said, because white man wasn't here to make it work.
Do you understand? Again, the self-contradictions here. Do you understand that, like, okay, so this savage was arguing that the medicine only works when the white man's there to make it work. So when the white man left, he took his daughter to the witch doctor, and his daughter ended up dying. So we're just admitting in this story that the voodoo didn't suddenly start to work when the white man left. You notice that? The flaw here isn't that in Africa voodoo magically works and the laws of physics don't work or some shit. The flaw is that these people refuse to accept it and didn't bring themselves in line with it. And went back to the ways that didn't work. See, as much as he wants to go on about objective reality, Davis wants so desperately for this sort of magical nonsense to be true, where the reality can be what he wants it. See, he's going on about objective reality, but let's be real. Davis always projects, okay? And so he wants so desperately to be able to mold reality to his liking, because the real reality is that Davis is like 40 years old, okay? And he has like not a nickel to his fucking name. All right. He's goes from one roommate to another when they get sick of him. His family can't stand him. Most of his friends can't stand him. He has, 20 former friends to current friends. Let's put it that way, at least. All right. His fledgling little content creator career is gone. This attempt at being a jazz musician is going to be equally disastrous. You know, he runs his mouth about how you need to start a family and put a baby in a woman, and he has no wife, no children, none of that. The reality of Davis is extremely sad. And I realize a lot of us aren't doing too well. You know, my good friend Tony Martell, he was homeless, living in his car for a while before he wrote that book, Awesomely White. You know, and he worked his ass off to get himself back into a good position. And we've all had our rough patches. Okay. I've had a rough couple of years. Now, I thankfully still have friends and family that have been with me and supported me through it all. Because unlike Davis, I have friends and family. But I went through a rough couple of years. Hell, back in November, I went through hell. And Luke knows what I was up to. And, you know, Pastor Tom knows what I was up to. None of my other internet friends know about it. But I went through hell. And I mean, I was a dead man walking for a while after that. I had the emotional energy to do the show and do my day job. And that was it. I was like a zombie after that. I actually had people I love confront me about it and be like, what the hell happened to you? And before that, I had, you know, I mean, you know, I had rough time finding steady work for a little while, you know, any kind of decent steady work. And, you know, after I got laid off from a job I was at for like 5 years, it's tough out there. I get it, you know, but the big difference for me is I have people that love me. I have very close friends. I have family. You know, I have people in my life take a bullet for me. And it is simultaneously honoring and humbling to realize that. And the real reality here, because, you know, we're having a good laugh and we're going to continue to have a good laugh. But the real reality here is Davis doesn't have that. You know, he has what, like 4 dick riders left on the internet. That's it. You know, we're all going to have a good laugh about it. You know, we're all going to have a good laugh about it probably tomorrow night. But it is sad. It is sad too. You have to pity this sad, hollow man. You know. And I know he's probably on Twitter right now. Well, yeah, well, at least I'm not fat. Well, that's because you're so fucking broke you can't afford food half the time. You know, what feast for you is what, a bologna sandwich and a cigarette? At least I don't buy toys. Again, you ain't got no fucking money to buy it with. Remember when you were virtue signaling about how stupid Black Friday is? Stupid Black Friday people. But well, you don't have any friends and family to buy shit for if you got nothing. You got nothing.
Here I am, spilling my guts. One of my arch enemies. The truth is, you're the closest thing to a friend I got. What the fuck does that say?
What is that from?
Watchmen.
Oh, yeah. I knew that sounded familiar. I couldn't place it. But yeah, I mean, we're all going to laugh about it. We're all having a good laugh now, and we're all going to have a good laugh tomorrow because we're going to wrap this up here soon because I got shit to do, Davis. I'm sorry. I can only come out to play a little bit tonight, unfortunately. But we're going to wrap this up here soon. But therein lies the thing. You know, you want so desperately for reality to be what it isn't. And who could blame you? Get yourself right with Christ, Davis. Let's get yourself right with Christ. All right, knock it off with Mary. Mary's not going to save you. Odin's not going to save you. The natural law isn't going to save you. fucking voodoo in Africa working, not going to say all this other bullshit's not going to save you. Okay. Get yourself right with Christ. Enough's enough. It's time to stop. Okay, Davis, it's time to stop. And with that, we're probably going to wrap this up tonight. Look, folks, I know it was a short one. I know we didn't go through all of it. It was impromptu. I wanted to at least address it a little bit tonight. Where are we? We're at 2015. Let's put a mental pin in that. We're going to start at 20 minutes tomorrow. Probably tomorrow night. We're going to try and get through this. I don't know.
Stop.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he'll have 4 more hours of complaining about how I'm fat tomorrow. Who knows? It is sad, though. It really is sad. How long did we go on for tonight? I want to check. A little over an hour. That's about as much as I want to do. Okay, folks. If you enjoy the content I put out, and I know a lot of you do, and I greatly appreciate that, I want you to check out the sponsor. We got Steve's Jerky. You know, Steve's Jerky made me the man I am today, and trust me, you could get fat off Steve's Jerky because it is so delicious. You know, but jerky is actually a pretty good snack for you. You know, it's not high in sugar; it's high in protein. It's actually pretty good for you. Trust me, jerky doesn't make anyone fat. Okay, it's the sodas and the candies and the shit like that we all have. That's what does it to us. But check out Steve's Jerky. It is delicious. It is. I'm so picky with jerky. Jerky is one of those things I was convinced I hated for a long time in my life until I finally had good jerky, and I was like, wait a second, this is different. You know, most of the store brand stuff, it's crap. But Steve's Jerky is awesome. Everybody who's had it loves it. Also, you can check out the PayPal, Patreon, and Amazon wish list to support the show. And many of you have been very generous over the past several months, and that's been wonderful. I appreciate that. And obviously, there are super chats. Some of you super chatted. That's greatly appreciated. And hey, Davis, thanks for the material. You know, I've made quite the super chats here in the last couple of days. So I appreciate that. You know, I appreciate you shitting your pants in such a ridiculously comical way that I can entertain my audience by pointing and laughing at it. So that's been fantastic. Thank you, Davis.
Here's his latest tweet from 24 seconds ago. Quote, barely mentioned you. I hadn't mentioned him at all, yet the man I lifted up still had to talk S about me. F him. If his church wasn't a joke, he'd be excommunicated for extreme effatry. Yes,
because, you know, nobody's allowed to make fun of Davis. That's the only measure of virtue, is whether or not you're making fun of Davis. Barely talked about him. All right. Steve's Jerky says, have a bad feeling about Davis, praying for him. Well, you're a good man, Steve. As I said, though, I, on the other hand, am not. And that's why we're going to be continuing to make fun of Davis. And yeah, you didn't barely talk about me. You've talked about me a ton already on here. And somebody in the chat just says, by the end of the stream, you talk about me for 20 minutes straight. You didn't barely talk. Don't. Again, Davis, you're lying. You're lying because you're a liar. You're the type of liar that lies to himself. Anyways, folks, like I said, you know, I don't want to go on too long because we're not here to be deep about this. I realize. I just want to remind us all as we wrap this up that this is a sad man, okay? This is a cautionary tale. Remember how we used to make fun of Movie Bob for being a cautionary tale? We used to focus a light on him for being a cautionary tale. This is also a cautionary tale, okay? Do not be like Davis. So that's it for tonight, folks. I want to thank you all for listening. We're going to probably hop back into this tomorrow night. You know, depending on how it goes. I'm not 100% committing to tomorrow night. But you know, at some point this week, we're definitely going to hop back into this. I'd like to get it over with, so I'm leaning towards tomorrow night. That will be after midnight, as my weekday streams always are. And yeah, that's about it for tonight, folks. I want to thank you all for listening. Thank you to the folks that super chatted, and you know, go hug your loved ones and be happy you have them still, because you could be Davis. All right, Bechtloff.